stories. From missing funds to policy failures, we ask the tough questions and demand real answers. Edu Dialogue, this Saturday, 3 p.m. on Voice of the People Television.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count. The People's Voice. Make your voice count. To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector, from aquaculture, maritime transportation, maritime labor regulation, oil and gas exploration, ferry and passenger insurance, marine pollution and prevention, port operations, and lots more. Maritime Frontiers, exploring Nigeria's blue economy.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as they hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
In a world where power shifts with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing.
And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world, because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People Television, Mondays to Fridays, 8 to 9 p.m. The Issues. Don't just react, understand.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
Empty hunger.
To the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Voice of the People, you can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Soibifa Dokobo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikena Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka. I'm an about the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
2564 is coming up on Burning 9, right?
2564 Atlantic.
What happened in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? Who's really in control of the skies? It isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most...
Thank you for joining us on Newspaper Review this morning. And today we'll be dissecting some of the biggest stories making the rounds on the major newspapers here in Nigeria. And as always, we have the usual suspects here with us. We have Barrister Agwenu. Thank you so much for sticking back with us. Mr. Elvis, thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
Mr. Fanimo, thank you. Good to see you again. And then Barrister, thank you so much for joining us. Let's start out with, my name is Jane Ogoye, and let's start with the Punch newspaper. Earlier this morning, we took some of these stories, but I want us to talk about some of the big ones we couldn't really exhaust this morning. The EFCC, 432 billion naira probe, EFCC detains El-Rufai, DSS on standby. Ex-governor grilled by EFCC as federal government files charges over alleged NSA phone tapping. DSS reopens the Yatta case, seizes passports, summons sons for questioning. Rival protesters clash at EFCC headquarters in Abuja. Kaduna Assembly Complex. Court remands suspected killers of South Africa-based Nigerian students. Federal government to borrow 800 billion via February bonds. Arrest made after 2 die on Lagos film set. Food inflation falls to 14-year low. Kwara, Niger map out joint counter-terror plans. 2027, Kano Central to APC plans, says Shetima. 65% of Nigerians demand lower interest rates as MPC convenes. That's a report. And 2027, National Assembly eyes January 16th for presidential poll. Suspends electoral bill harmonization. So, Mr. Fanimo, which would you like to go first with?
Well, one of the topical issues today is this issue of El-Rufai.
Okay, yes.
And I think it appears that there are two swords dangling on his head. And the beauty of it is that we have lawyers in the house who can also shed more light on it. But from all indications, I'm not too faced with allegation of corruption, stealing, and all that, because it is always initial gra-gra, and then before you know it, it will fizzle out. I've always said one thing, that the best prayer you can offer to God at a time you have issues like this is to ask God to create another problem that is bigger than yours. And once a new problem comes up that is bigger than yours, Nigerians tend to forget your own problem. We have many cases that have gone under. Look at Dimeji Bankole's case. Look at this woman, former Minister of Health, Grange. Look at Betta Edu of recent. And nobody's talking about all these cases.
Patricia
Ete, you know, all those cases are still there. Nobody's talking about it. And so, if somebody is now arraigning Rufai, if he understands the game very well, like Yahya Bello became so elusive, and he came to EFCC's office and they couldn't see him. In fact, the juju man that did it for him, he needs to be applauded. That he came in, walked into the lion's den, came out unscathed. So, El-Rufai's case is not going to be an exception, except if he doesn't know how to do the drama.
But when
you know, and but the one that assails me more is this cyber crime offense. Yeah. This 3-count charge. It was like he walked into a booby trap. Because sometimes when you talk too much, if you are flippant, before you know it, you rope yourself in. How could somebody was a minister, somebody was a governor, and with all the diplomatic experience he has garnered over the years, he didn't know that it was an act of irresponsibility for him to state that in a national television. How is he going to recant it? It is all over the media space. The social media is awash with this statement. How is he going to recant it? And to a national, even if you are having personal grudge with new Ribadu'S, such things shouldn't come from you on the national television. Now he's in it. So what they are doing now is, if they cannot catch him in the first trial, the second trial is as good as convicting himself. Because he even mentioned it, that he knows that it's illegal.
But for the fact that the government also engaged in such things, so
that means since he was part of government, he has been engaging in it. Now he's out of government, he's still engaging in it. The fact that you do something and you escape does not mean the law is not there. So it's left for the lawyers to explain how it's going to wriggle out from this.
Yes, my take is that when a bird perches on a bed, when a bird perches on a rope, he must be ready to dance with the rope. A child that said the mother will not sleep, he himself will not what?
Sleep at all.
You see that this same man is part and parcel of the people that put us in the web of this ugly experience we're experiencing under this government. When he was busy preaching heaven and earth, then about the current government, he failed to know that the table will turn. Now he has abandoned them. His sin is now being reviewed. It's no longer a matter of when you join them, your sin is what? Hereby forgiven. The reverse is the case now. Nobody is above the law. Let him face the consequence. More importantly, that he admitted on national television. He admitted. The fact that the government is doing it does not mean that you should do it. It's even a clear admission that he has been doing it. He has been part and parcel of.
He was part of PDP.
Yes.
He was part of APC.
Yes. You cannot be one party in the daytime and then at night you now abandon that party. You now go and serve for liquor.
Especially when you look at the way Kaduna State was so devastated during his 8 years as governor, insecurity-wise.
Yes.
To understand that what he said in that interview, he needs to be questioned more, because there was even a time that he said they were paying bandits,
yes,
so that for his state people to be free from the banditry. And at the end of the day, we never saw anything that happened. You see the killing that took place throughout his 8 years. It was so brazen. Then he now coming to tell the world that he can tap, I mean, as high as a national security advisor's phone. Who is telling any other person in Nigeria that he cannot tap his phone? Maybe even if they tap my I won't even know. So it's something that the federal government should not toy with. It should be asked more questions, especially with this insecurity and with the present situation we are going through in Nigeria now. Like Mr. Dele has said, concerning the money, we have seen bigger stolen money in Nigeria that really never flies. But this insecurity matter and this tapping of phone, I think it should be questioned.
My take is that who goes to equity must go with a clean hands. Before we prosecute or persecute El-Rufai, we should be asking ourselves salient question. It could be that it is not only El-Rufai that is guilty here. There may be other actors who have been tapping on this man's phone because of his lazy attitude towards his office. There are many things that have happened in that NSA that ought not to be. But because of our way of promoting strong men, not strong institutions, nobody looked at it. Many things have happened. How could you be an NSA and your car was stolen? Your car was stolen, NSA. On what ground did that happen? In a Senate clan, that man shouldn't be in that office up to today. Before now, he should have been released of that office. So when you are blaming El-Rufai, go and check what the law says. This man said that a third party got the information and gave it to him.
That is a matter of conspiracy.
But no, hold on.
It's conspiracy. Aiding and abetting.
Hold on.
So it's not a one-way traffic something.
I am coming, my brother. I'm coming.
Yes.
Let us look at it from that angle.
Yes.
So when NSA or DSS are trying to make a case against El-Rufai, they should arm themselves with a strong information and facts. It is not enough for him to make pronouncement on national TV. When you go to the nitty-gritty of the matter, there are issues to be looked at by the court. How did you tap the phone? Was it a terrestrial line? Was it a mobile phone? Was it, there are so many sources you could use. So on which ground now are you holding El-Rufai? Did you confirm that actually your phone was tapped? Did you confirm?
The court can solo convict him on that confessional statement from air. The court can convince him.
My brother, look now, hold on. Did the NSA confirm that his phone was tapped? Did they confirm it?
That's not the issue.
It is the issue.
What is important?
Everybody could have said anything.
I agree with you. What is important? That statement is indicting. It's enough. It's enough. Because are you aware that they may have typed, they can tap your phone last 3 weeks? You may not know. So the burden is on him to describe that statement.
Worse things had happened here. Remember when she threatened the wife of the president of this country? That God told him that she should be killed because she's an infidel, she's a Christian. Did it not happen here? Why didn't somebody ask him to go and show us that God?
What is the basis for comparison? My point is clear. The point I'm making is clear. My point is that the fact that people have been doing it does not foreclose the fact that somebody has done it.
It's a criminal offense.
A crime is a crime. The fact that Mr. A did it and escaped does not mean that Mr. B that is doing it now should be exonerated. If we are doing that and we are speaking like this country will not make progress. He has made a certain statement and that statement is clear. It's a confessional statement. And based on that, the court, they can even query him. They can summon him and ask him, on what basis? What are your information? Who is the third party?
Why are we selective?
It is not left for him to produce that third party.
In this country?
The issue of
selective matter does not arise in this.
This is not
selective. It has nothing to do with selective.
He gave an interview. There's no selective matter. He gave an interview.
Was he coerced into taking that interview?
He was not.
He walked into that studio himself. It was a voluntary interview. It was not an interrogation.
But gentlemen,
away
from this politics.
Their body bags. Okay. It's not about politics. We are looking at a crime that has been committed.
Let me say this.
Okay.
Let me say this because the law is what is it? The law does not have what is it? Nobody is above the law. The fact that somebody
Some
has been
people are.
committing, the fact that is what the law is. The fact that people are, you feel that some people are above the law, does not forecloses the fact that this is the provisions of the law. And once an offense has been committed, it is not a matter of whether they are from shopping or not. Whoever that you have caught for that purpose must be used as a deterrent.
My brother, my take is that
must be properly prosecuted.
Everybody.
Some of
us may not be lawyers, but we are knowledgeable enough to know what is right. And we all studied logic and reasoning.
If previous cases have been taken care of, and El-Rufai wouldn't have seen himself as above the law to make that statement on national TV. What things have happened in this country, nobody looked, in fact, nobody discussed it, nobody talked about it.
If anybody has capacity to wake up those dead cases, that person can go ahead with it. But this is a present case that has been committed live on television. We cannot justify it for any reason.
The matter is in court.
The matter is in court.
Okay, but shouldn't we also be afraid that such a thing can even happen? What does that say about our security?
That's what I'm saying. That's
why he has to explain further.
That's why he has to explain further.
He has admitted that he only aided and abetted. The person, the primary person that committed this offense, he should let us have the name.
All right.
So that then we can proceed with prosecution.
It should be a legend for him.
You can secure conviction. The NSA had to tell us whether his phone was tapped. He had to do that. That is
you are not sitting in court.
Yes. Let's have to tell us that he's not like that. Let's go from there.
The court has its work to do.
Yes.
You have to tell us whether he's
watch out for the court.
Exactly.
Let's move on and hopefully they do the right thing. So
and let me also say this conclusively. Let me say this conclusively on this subject matter. It's even a direct what is it called? Case as to people that goes on air to make presentation and make utterances that are not supported with facts. You don't just go on air and then you continue to air things because you want to promote it based on religion, you want to promote it based on tribalism. It's not hygienic for the system. It's not like crime.
A crime is a crime.
Let us start convincing people from
we don't exhaust time.
You don't look your eyes and
let's check out the front page of the Guardian
from the beginning. That's what I'm saying. Selective judgment. I don't fall for it. You must start prosecuting people.
Okay.
No matter who they come from.
All right, Barrister, let's move on. So on the front page of the Guardian, they lead with 2027, protesters storm National Assembly as debates on Electoral Act resumes. That's the big story on the front page of the Guardian. ISWAP commander killed in Borno as U.S. sanctions 8 Nigerians over links to Boko Haram and cybercrime. Rising insecurity heightens concerns in South-South. Kwankwasiya defectors APC adopts 60-40 formula in Kano. Reps demands federal government 3-year financial statement. FCT polls. ADC berates Wike over war threat. 70% of Nigerians living with epilepsy untreated, says experts. Relief for Nigerians as food inflation eases to single digits after 10 years. Akwa Ibom Cross River Bika over oil well control. CSO rally, demand updates, due process in El-Rufai's probes.
Jane, relief for Nigeria. Can you tell me that what are they talking about? Is that is coming from National Bureau? Relief for Nigeria. Where is the relief coming from? I got your the reading of the headline, but let us look at that.
Okay, so they say while Nigeria's headline inflation rates slightly dropped from 15.1% in January 2026 down to 15.15% in December 2025. This is according to a consumer price index report by the National Bureau of Statistics yesterday.
All these statistics they keep peddling, the federal government in collaboration with the National Bureau of Statistics. I don't know, we said something about this. Now they said it's 15.10%. I don't know where they get these figures because these figures does not tally with our homes and our kitchen. The federal government should know too well that it is not just to announce the figure at the top and at the end of the day Nigerians are not feeling the effect of these figures they are announcing. Let them do the needful. Let them actually get to the grassroots and ask adequate questions. One, petrol price still over between 700 and 800 plus. Then transport, food stuff in the market. This one they are telling us is 15.01. 10. It doesn't add up. Get to the market and see how these prices are. Then somebody will just be so comfortable in telling that the inflation is dropping. Where is it dropping? It's dropping because they don't buy these things. But for the Nigerians, among the Nigerians who go to the market to buy this, they know too well that this inflation figure that they keep reeling out every month, National Bureau of Statistics, it doesn't tally with what we go through in this station. So they should look inward. If this is what they are part of the thing they are planning to use to campaign for 2027, I think it's defeated, because until we start seeing it, practically in our homes, before we can begin to align with all these things.
Yeah, so they are basing it on, they said the cooling period is due to a combination of factors: aggressive monetary policy interventions, seasonal impacts, and stronger Naira and food imports waiver. That's their indices.
Food import waiver. Which are the waiver? Okay.
Before now, APC have told you that by 2026, we will start seeing the dividends and benefit of all these harsh policies.
Yeah, their policies.
They made that promise 2 years ago, and now we're in 2026. So when they start doing all these things, it has been preempted. All this rebasing of the economy is not adding up, because they are just simply rebasing the economy. But there is no industrial base to support what they are doing. That's why the thing is not adding up. Today it will go down, tomorrow it will go up, because the support base is not there. So how long are you going to rebase? We are now in an economy of rebasement. That is what they are doing to the uninformed. So when they start saying all this is what they have planned before now. Because if you look around, where is the production where is it going on in Nigeria?
It's not.
Where is the production? Where is the farm products? Where is even the farm? Is there anybody in the farm now? November last year, they told us that by January this year, 2,000 tractors will enter the farm.
Mm-hmm.
Where is it?
They are lying fallow in Abuja.
So all these things are people, Nigerians, we are too gullible. That's why these people ride on us. If people have been so intentional in asking questions, they will not treat us like this, because they know we are going to ask questions. But who will ask that question? A few people. They will tell you that these few people does not matter. But you have 133 million people in an embarrassing level of poverty. So how are you making progress here? It's unfortunate, seriously. I pity those who support the APC. I pity them because they don't know what to say now. They don't know what to say. The thing have choked them up to their throat. They don't know what to say again. It's unfortunate, seriously.
All right. Away from that, I want to talk about the what is it called? The upcoming election in FCT, and then the recent event that happened in Kano State yesterday. Yeah. You see, let me start by saying that it's because Kwankwaso failed to manage that governor. That's why he lost that man. And that is the problem we have, godfatherism. All over the state in the federation, you see a former governor will want to be in charge. They will be dictating as to appointment, 50%, 60%, this and that and everything. It's all over the federation. And then that's why you see that even APC now, they are the one that are dictating the politics in Kano State now. They are saying they will give a particular constituency 60% and then the other one 40%. It's not supposed to be so. I don't know why the president of Kano State, I often call him president of Kano State, the Kwankwasia movement. I decided to call him that because in the last election, only him recorded about 1-point-something votes from that state.
Landslide.
And then that vote, if this man joined force with the other part, the other opposition now, when you add that 1 million to whether PDP votes or Labour Party vote, you will see that Tinubu will be back in the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be back to Lagos State. But I don't know how God intends to make that happen that time. And then let me narrow it down to what is happening in FCT in respect of the forthcoming election. You see that the threat from the former FCT minister is not becoming. Let him allow people to exercise their rights. The threat is too much. FCT is not Port Harcourt. You are an employee of the president. You are employed pursuant to the provisions of the Constitution. You must know your limits. You are not a campaign manager for APC. You are not a member of APC.
It's not even indigenous to that community.
Yes. You don't know how election is being conducted in FCT. In the last election, I want to believe that in the last election, I think the Labour Party won most of this thing thereabouts. I don't know, PDP thereabouts. And then in the presidential election, I think Labour Party won thereabouts. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes. So you need to understand the terrain. People there, they are more civilized than the people in other states that you can influence.
I want to ask something to what you are saying. We should not blame Wike. One bit. We should not blame Wike.
Okay.
Yesterday, in our other program, we played an insert where Tinubu now told the story how Wike came to him and said that he should be exempted from TSA so that he can use the money and do more for Federal Capital Territory. Tinubu now said, okay, what are those things you want to do? Give me your proposal. Wike brought it. Now looked at it. He said, okay. Now, another thing he told them, Wike, if this thing you are going to do will be in my favor, in the favor of my political party, no problem. But if it's going to be in the favor of your own political party, you have lost your job. He said, they played it yesterday in my program. Now, for you to have given your minister a marching order that he must make sure that you win a particular place, please, what are you telling him to go and do? And now the man is saying that he will block anybody who do not allow them to win. Is it not the message they sent him that is delivered to you? He has just delivered a message from his paymaster. All this while that Wike have been acting like a loose cannon, who according to order. I just heard in paper this morning that APC people have, reprimanded him for that statement he made. That is calling for war because of election in FCT. And his paymasters are there, watching and looking. So when you are trying to criticize Wike, look at the people playing the music he's dancing. They are the real problem.
I agree with you, but my point is just a matter of time. We have somebody like Adedibu in Oyo State. Is it Oyo State? He also was in the same mistake.
The garrison commander.
He also was. So we have series of them. It's a matter of time.
Yeah, apart from even time, there are some things that Wike should understand. Wike is not from Abuja. It's not an indigenous. Wike is only in Abuja because he's appointed by the president.
And he wields so much power.
The visitors in Abuja are more than the indigene.
No, I'm not.
The visitors in Abuja.
Looking at demography. What he's talking about is he is not indigenous to that community.
He cannot vote in
so
Abuja.
he cannot impose himself on that community.
The point I'm even making is that a non-indigene can win election in FCT.
Yes,
number one. And the visitors, the non-indigene in FCT are more than the indigene.
We know.
And they are more exposed than the indigene. So let us correct that impression so that we can all have sense of belonging along the same line. That's the only best way we can get it right.
He can only vote in Rivers State because he is not.
Are you aware maybe he has transferred his this? You don't know. Yes, the right of transfer is there. The right of transfer is there. It's open. He need not come out and tell you.
Campaign that Fubara is not coming back to me. He will transfer to go and vote in Abuja.
I don't know. For this purpose, who knows? You can't predict him.
What I'm saying in essence is that you can see how we create monster or we create God out of human beings. Then later, when this monster has become something else, we start shouting, how did we get here? Who is doing all these things? When you promote a human being to the level of a God who can do no wrong, then later, when he start acting in that manner, you start blaming him. Like this thing Wike is doing now. Was it not what El-Rufai was doing when he was in APC? Was it not the same thing?
It's not the same thing. What Wike is doing now, I've never seen any politicians all over the federation that have ever done it.
No politician has ever done it.
No politicians have ever done it.
You can see that.
Hold on. It's an expert in what he's doing. I've not seen what he's doing. Which other politicians operate? They will go for a program. They will bring a live band. Which politicians operate like that? They will bring a live band that will be passing message to their opposition.
In fact, the convoy of Wike today
It's
001 is granted 001. So
and you see, the truth about it is, if we are going to,
no, we are not supporting it.
You see, the point is, if we must bring up some basis for comparison here, let us be intentional about it. Till today, I've not seen somebody like Wike.
Yes.
When it comes to being a traducer in one political party and still holding on to the card of that political party, show me one person. The only person that was in a party and was seconded through the permission of the party to work in another party was Chibola Ige.
And look at how
he comported himself till he was killed.
Look at how he ended with him.
You understand? Even in spite of that, the man was killed. Now, so you can't begin to say that all political. If El-Rufai didn't do such a thing.
He didn't do such a thing.
If El-Rufai is in a party, he will be a loyalist to that party and is ready to die for that party. So there is no basis for comparison.
There is because when you allow your subordinate to be acting in so much arrogant manner, you are giving them the weapon to start behaving in a manner that is untowards. Because this man has a principal who appointed him. What will it take Bola Tinubu to tell Wike, you have been appointed as FCT minister, please stay here and do your and leave Rivers alone?
No,
now, is it not because of that impetus that made him to be talking and acting anyhow? And you are telling me there is no reasons for comparison. Somebody appointed.
Who are you comparing Wike with now?
I am comparing because when.
No, who are you comparing Wike with? Mention the name of the person you are comparing Wike with.
When El-Rufai was APC, we all saw what he was spewing out with his mouth.
We need to be logical. We need to be logical with anything we say here, because we are also, apart from informing the public, we are also educating the public. So we must be intentional here.
And El-Rufai did
El-Rufai? I want to ask you a question, about 3 questions.
Okay.
Did El-Rufai hold any governor to ransom, like what Wike is doing to Rivers State now?
El-Rufai was almost a second to Buhari when they were.
No, it's a very direct question.
This is a question, direct question.
You saw what El-Rufai did in Kaduna.
When he was FCT minister, was he threatening the people of El-Rufai?
As soon as El-Rufai left Kaduna, he left Sunny. Yes. So his faith.
Hold on. El-Rufai was the only governor in all the governors that challenged Buhari on the Naira.
That one is
that one. What is the basis? That cannot answer the question he has asked.
You have not answered the question.
You have not answered the question.
Let's move on so that let's move on. So on the front page, this day has a very interesting topic story that I want us to examine. Amupiton warns staff not to fail at duty. INEC hires 1,132 vehicles for FCT election.
Good one.
1,000.
That warning must be
1,132 vehicles for FCT election.
Yeah, that warning must serve as litmus test for his government. Amopiton's regime in INEC, because INEC needs a lot of integrity. Now, let us begin to see whether we are going to start getting some of it from this FCT election this weekend.
Yeah.
Especially now that he has actually come out now to warn the staff. If actually the problem is from the staff or the problem is from the leadership, let us begin to know now, because Nigerians are going to start adjudging him. By this time on Monday, after the FCT election has come and gone, we will be analyzing what happened. We will be comparing with what we saw during Mahmoud Yakub's administration to his own now. So that warning must be effective, and he must follow it up. On that Saturday, he must also be like an observer. He should move and see where things are not working well. Every fault we saw in Mahmoud's INEC must not repeat itself in Amupiton's INEC. So I'm happy he has come up. He has actually brought himself up.
Unfortunately, let me now disappoint you. It's going to be worse under Amupiton from what we have seen so far. From what we have seen so far,
we cannot be.
Campaign has started. Is it this election that they have already told Wike to win at all costs that you want him to go and lose, Abi?
No. Those
that will not foreclose the fact that
those
I
are
said
speculations.
it is not possible.
Winning election belongs to the people. Those are speculation. We are starting on a clean slate. We have a new INEC chairman.
Clean waiting.
We are starting with a new INEC chairman.
With all the infractions you and I have seen so far, that this INEC chairman did not address, and you are telling me that it's in 2007 that he will address it, Abi? This campaign that is going on and vote by you, what has he said about it? He said you are going to engage EFCC, he's going to engage the police to take care. Well, is that how things are done? The Electoral Act is there. Has he acted upon it? Tell me, the Electoral Act is there. Has this Amopito acted on any of them to show at least
if the politicians, if he so act on it, the three major contenders cannot contest.
That is it.
The three of them are already campaigning. Obi was recently campaigning, over 3 days ago. Atiku is going about campaigning.
Who started it?
The president is equally campaigning.
Who started it?
So by the time we disqualify one person now, they will start.
Who started it? It was not when he refused to reprimand. No, let me tell you how this started. When he refused to reprimand those who started it last year, even last year, that poster was all over Abuja.
The point here.
If you are reprimanded, another person putting my posters there does not mean another person putting my posters there does not mean that
there was a governor in the past just because he wanted to denigrate Chief Afefe Babalola, he went to print Afefe Babalola's poster.
It does
purporting that he wants to be governor of that state. And I know, as soon as I saw the poster, we knew that it was something else.
Political.
Because Afefe Babalola wouldn't have even imagined contesting the governorship of his state. Even when he was appointed Attorney General by Obasanjo, he decided to nominate Olujimi in his stead. So it was just few days to the appointment that he called Olujimi. Olujimi said it openly in the church when he was giving Thanksgiving. That Afefe Babalola, because Olujimi was in Afefe Babala's chambers, and before he left to create his own chamber along with Chief Akeredolu, the late governor of Ondo State. Yes. So, you see, when we talk here, let us talk on the basis of facts.
That fact is that there was a poster. And it belongs
so the fact that you said there is a poster, did he confirm to you that he was the one that engineered the poster?
Did you see a poster?
Yes.
If you see a poster as an analyst and as an educated person, read so many meanings to it.
Exactly.
I just believe that it is me.
Not because of what you have in mind against that person.
How can you shape? Please don't go there. Don't go there. The vote buying.
Don't say
the vote buying.
There is nobody that does not buy votes.
Okay, you can see.
No, there is no politician.
You can see.
There is no politician that does not buy votes.
So, Obi is buying votes, Abi? You have seen him buy votes, Obi?
Have you seen Tinubu buying votes?
From what?
Have you seen Atiku buying votes?
From what political?
Have you seen
political position is he using to buy the votes?
Let us be objective. Let us be objective and not mention names of people of the major contestants.
I wonder.
So let's move on.
Why can't you investigate it?
The law is that
why can't you investigate
you cannot investigate another person for an offence that is committed by another person. If assuming you can't, you arrest Mr.
Thank
A.
God, barrister.
You arrest Mr. A with money, buying votes. That offence is being committed by him. You cannot go and arrest Obi because he's a Labour Party.
Hold on. I disagree with you because Bakado's liability will come in here. Because who's benefiting from what you are doing?
It's not by benefiting. He will deny that he didn't send you. He will deny he didn't send you to go and buy books.
All right. Let's move on, please. We're almost out of time. Let's move on.
The law is very clear.
You get somebody money to be doing.
They will deny that.
Okay, so the National Assembly has proposed January 16th for presidential poll, and they have suspended the electoral bill harmonization. That's one of the big stories, on the front page.
January 16th.
Yes.
Very soon now.
That's a reversal from February 20th.
It was initially February.
Yes.
And people are even complaining that the February date, the possibility of that selection holding is not there.
Okay.
And now, you recall that under Buhari, is it the second election that brought in Buhari? They postponed the election twice thereabout, or this last election.
I hope it's not because of this Ramadan matter.
No, it's not. So the development comes a few hours after the Senate and House of Reps suspended the planned harmonization of the Electoral Act. They say after several consultations and meetings, INEC and the leadership have now agreed for the new date. So there was no explanation.
I read a report.
Okay, this is the Punch, actually.
I read a report this morning that they were factoring the fact that if this year, according to Muslim calendar, Ramadan is starting about this time, tomorrow. Then with their calendar against next year, Ramadan fast will start on 7th of February.
To March 8th.
To March 8th.
Yeah.
Which means if you conduct an election at that time, it's like you are not sensitive to their religion. It was part of, in fact, it was the major plank on which that election was brought back to January. But another thing, we are not lawyers, but we are educated to some extent. Another thing, which was part of the electoral law amendment that was proposed, was that there should be a 185-day time lag between when an election is conducted and the swearing in, so that you can have enough time for litigation. But the purpose is already defeated with all of this now.
No, for February back to January, I think it still fall within that period.
No, if it is.
Yes, they are bringing the election back to January.
Even if it's January.
No, the time
are you telling me?
No,
wait. 185 days is how many months? That's 6 months.
That's and then
30 times.
A little over 6 months.
30, no, let us assume that 31st.
Yes.
So now, when is it?
Now, if it is January, then the swearing it should be in July.
Which is still
May 29 is swearing in.
But May 29 is the time. So the person that proposed November as election day was right. And technically, the National Assembly is trying to work against that proposal. That's why they are going back and forth. So that by the time, because if you are going to hold election in January, campaign should be allowed from October or late September. Now, amendment has been made. So a lot of issues are embedded in this electoral law amendment.
For me,
you understand?
I totally disagree with this religious sentimentalism.
No, that religion is an issue.
No, it's not. It is you who made it an issue.
No,
hold on. We have Muslims. Hold on. We have.
No, I disagree with it.
Let me also say this openly, since you disagree with religion.
Yes.
In the premiership now, there is a law now. This fasting that is starting this week, there's a law now that states they even practiced it last year. During the football period, they will stop the ball for people to go and break their fasting. Are you getting my point?
Yeah,
if the advanced country can adopt
if an advanced country can do that, who are we?
Do you know how many people that are fasting that period?
Exactly.
And then they'll come and line up and queue. Do you know what it takes to come out to vote?
Brother,
let us be considerate. Let us accommodate some people. Why do you think the elections are not conducted on Sundays?
I wonder.
Why do you think elections are not conducted
and the Muslims are also challenging it.
You get me?
The Muslims are challenging it that why are you doing certain things on Friday when it's supposed to be the only day?
So we need to balance all this.
So that's what you are saying. 7 days Adventists went to court on this same matter.
We don't have to be parochial when we are handling some of these issues.
They are disenfranchised because they go to their worship on Saturdays.
On Saturdays.
So you have to be sensitive to it out.
I am coming here. I am
7 days Adventists.
Let us call a spade here. These religious observance have dealt with us in such a manner that by now we ought to do away with it. It's a private thing. No, in fact, if I have the opportunity, I will cancel this pilgrimage to Mecca and to Jerusalem. It's a matter of personal interest. It doesn't have to stop the progress of a nation. It doesn't have to. That's what I'm saying here.
I agree with you, but
so why are we encouraging it?
I want to. It's not encouraging it.
UK. Since after that Indian man became prime minister, the Muslims have taken over UK. In fact, they are regretting their actions. They are regretting it now. So you want to copy. Okay,
you can't wish away religion in our polity in Nigeria.
Give me example with the US where we copy this democracy. Give me an example with that country. We copied democracy from there.
The fact that you copy
Eh?
from them does not mean you should not brand it to suit your environment.
Exactly. This one is not suiting us. It's not suiting us.
We need not to travel to Beijing to know this fact.
It's not suiting us. Tell me how we are benefiting from it.
Let me say this openly. Elections, vote, you know the procedure. By 10-11, you may not have even seen the
electoral materials and the polling agents.
And then people are fasting. You expect them to come and stand and queue. If it's electronic
for hours.
These people are fasting. What will it take of you?
My brother,
if you grant them that opportunity.
These people that are
it's not everything you brag on. It's not every matters you brag on. These are irrelevant matters. With due respect, I have to tell you this.
Hold on.
I just have to tell you. These are so elementary that we need not brag on.
These people that are killing people.
All right.
Which religion did they
Who are the people killing people?
Let's take this.
These people that are killing people that divided America and Nigeria. Which religion did they profess? They don't kill on Fridays, Abi. They don't kill on Fridays.
We're almost out of time, so let's quickly take this. Let's quickly take this story.
We are the people pampering these people. It shouldn't have happened. These are atrocities they commit.
Barrister, please, let's...
Okay, thank God.
The anchor person says you hold on. Let her talk.
Out of time.
Let her talk.
I pray through Ramadan there will be no killing in Nigeria. Let us observe that.
Let's move on.
The people that killed recently, let me just give it back to you. The people that killed recently, the people they are asking them to change their faith in Kwara State recently. What religion?
Were they not Muslims?
Are they not Muslim? So let us face our problems squarely.
How many of them?
Are there no Muslims? About 100 and something. So let us not get into this.
Let's move on because
that's not the issue of God now.
We're almost out of time. Court remands suspected killers of South African-based Nigerian students. I'm sure we heard.
Yes.
We have 40 seconds, so
it's a very pathetic story.
Yeah.
I think it shouldn't have even happened. I don't know.
A 22-year-old driver and student in South Africa.
I think the court should do the needful.
You know the funny part of it is the period of apartheid in South Africa. I was in South Africa on some occasions, and I had cause to interrogate some people. Do you know that the easiest crime you can commit in South Africa and get away with is murder? Because they so liberalized it because of apartheid regime that changing the law is now a difficult thing. In Joburg, there is no night that you will not hear of cases of knife fight resulting in murder. Yeah. But you hardly look at Blades, that sportsman. You know what it took for him to get conviction.
Girlfriend then.
So that's why anybody that is a Nigerian in South Africa should be careful of this.
Barrister, any last words?
My take is that where we have seen and then we have heard from the newspaper review today, we are just seeking that the El-Rufai case, we seek for justice. Because justice is not a one-way traffic. Yeah. For the accused person, in this instance, is the El-Rufai himself. Yeah. For the state, which is you and I. Yeah. And for the victim, per se, there is an allegation against somebody that the phone is being said to be wiretapped. So we are seeking for justice collectively. And for my colleague, I just feel that he's just blasting all of us over matters.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Barrister Gwenu. Thank you so much, Mr. Elvis. Thank you, Mr. Fanimo, and thank you, Barrister Atta. Thank you so much. So this is where we'll be drawing the curtains this morning.
You didn't answer my last word.
Give him right of fire.
You give me, okay, Barrister, 1 second. Okay, 30 seconds.
My last word. Please, as Ramadan is starting, let there be no killing. Yes. And now there be no, I don't want to hear Allah Akbar again when we are killing human beings and say you are praying to God.
All right.
Let us observe it.
All right. Thank you so much, Barrister. And thank you so much for sticking with us this morning on Newspaper Reviews. We'll return tomorrow morning at the same time. And of course, VOP this morning would be on tomorrow at 8 a.m. And I'll be joined by my co-hosts, Mr. Okoro and Moses. So thank you so much and see you tomorrow.
To know the happenings in the maritime sector, join us on the program Maritime Frontiers on VOP TV as we discuss key areas in the maritime sector from aquaculture,